So lately we've had a phrase popping up that is true and important in one way and unimportant in another, which is that we're returning to pre-pandemic numbers in our economy in this way, that way, and the other way. And what does that mean? What's the importance of it? What's its significance? So you all remember that before the pandemic in 2018 and 19, the economy was humming along pretty nicely. Unemployment was pretty low, as it is now. GDP growth was pretty nice. And we had a pretty nice world that most people, in terms of the economy, were not complaining about in any significant way. The pandemic, of course, scared the bejabbers out of everyone. The post-pandemic bull market, people worried if it was real or if it was some artificial thing created by government, this, that, or the other. Then the inflation that came with 2022 and the bear market associated with that time period and all the other things that people were afraid of in 2022, like the Ukraine war and the Federal Reserve, and you go on and on and on. All that further scared the bejabbers out of people, so that people have gotten to the point where, as the bull market that began last October of 2022, having now run on for almost a year, pretty much almost fully a year, is seen as, is it real? Is the economy good enough? Don't we have a stagnant, torpid, low growth, no growth economy? Isn't the long-term effects of what the central bank's done gonna make that even worse? Or are we now returning to what that 2018-19 world looked like before the pandemic? And which is it, and what's important there? Now, I'm gonna say these things are always debatable. Different people are gonna disagree. If you turn on the idiot box, you're going to hear a very large number of opinions on a topic like that. And now, as I speak, you've got more commonly negative opinions than not. But let me go a different direction. A world of 2, 3, 4% GDP growth, low unemployment, and a return to 2% inflation isn't actually that far away from where we are right now. It's not where we are right now, but it's not that far away. And yet that is the world that we had in 2018-19. So in some ways, whether we are or are not returning to that pre-pandemic economy and world, in terms of notions like consumer debt, in terms of notions like deficits, in terms of notions like GDP growth, unemployment, inflation, etc. Well, we're not all the way there, and of course, by definition, interest rates are much higher at the level of what the Federal Reserve and the government are doing than were the case then. But in a world of 2, 3, 4% growth, low unemployment, inflation falling down to around 3% on its way to 2%, it's not that bad a world. Is it perfect? No, but it's not that bad. And it's good enough that we should embrace that and get over our fears so much, because we're still seeing fears at every corner. As I speak, now, late in September, the central bank has just said, well, we're not raising rates, but we're going to keep them higher longer than people thought about before. And I'd say to you, as I've said so many times in the past about central banks, they have no idea what they're going to do in the future. Maybe they'll do that, maybe they'll do something else. I mean, there's just a long history of them saying this and then later doing that, and I don't think they're lying to anybody. I just don't think they know what they're going to do 3, 4, 5 months from now. And they'll do whatever they do based on what happens between now and then. And what I'm going to say is, going back to what I said before, after a long period of 2020, 2021, 2022, where we've had the bejabbers scared out of us, we don't have a whole lot of bejabbers left, except we keep looking for them. And my view is we're going to see that better economy ahead. It is going to look a lot like the pre-pandemic world. And in that, people are going to come to become more comfortable in a couple of years than they expect they'll be. And you should look forward to that and expect that rather than all the terrible things you're going to hear a lot of people tell you are immediately around the corner. Because when so many people are looking for them, they probably don't appear. Thank you so much for listening to me. Subscribe to the Fisher Investment YouTube channel if you like what you've seen. Click the bell to be notified as soon as we publish new videos.